My name's Rob Maltman. We're here on the Southside Wrestling YouTube channel, and I'm joined by the one and only Chris Tyler. Chris, thank you very much for joining me.
That's all right. It's good to be here.
It's great to have you here. First and foremost, then, 2017. We're in early February. It's been a hell of a year for you already. What's it been like for you?
Phenomenal. The amount of opportunities that are coming about is just, I'm very grateful with everything being so young and amazing.
How old are you? Just to point that out.
I turned 24 days ago.
My life.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the biggest so the biggest thing that's happened to you recently is this WWE UK Championship tournament. Mm-hmm. How did that come about?
So William Regal came and watched me at another show, and he came along because of Pete Dunne and to watch him and scout him. And I was on before him with a wrestler called Jigsaw, and I thought we had a great match. We gelled really well. I said thanks to Jigsaw because it's just he helped me a lot. And Regal backstage talked to me for about 40 minutes.
Wow.
Giving me some advice, what to do. And talked about all these big WWE names, and kind of do you know what I mean? So I just kind of shut up and listened to what he had to say. And then that was it. And then he went, and then I didn't hear anything for about 2 months, and I was kind of like, oh well, I didn't impress him that much then. And then about 3 months came by, and he sent me an email saying, can I have all your details, kind of thing. And I was like, okay, this must mean something. And then didn't hear anything, sent all my details, didn't hear anything. And then the tryout came about, and I didn't hear anything about that. I wasn't on it. I even messaged him, and I was like, what's kind of the deal? Like, why did you need my contact details? And he was like, oh, because I was adding you to my potential cruiserweight list, and I was going to put you on the tryout, but there was too many people, and I've already seen you wrestle, and I was kind of like, oh well, it got me a bit down, and I was kind of like, well, that's it. Well, not that's it, but
yeah, okay, that's the opportunity.
It demotivated me a little bit, and then about 3 weeks later, he rings me up and he tells me about the UK tournament, how it needs to all be kept discreet and not getting out there and everything. And can you be in London on Wednesday? And I actually had an exam, a university exam on Wednesday, but I was like, yeah, of course I can. So I mugged that one off. And
list of priorities, purely in straight there.
No, I talked to the course, and they were like, go and do a retake. So and I went, and it was just all like lights, like the glamour. It's all real, so professionally done, and I'm very, very grateful for all of that.
What was the atmosphere like for all of you guys backstage? Because obviously you've got like a who's who of wrestlers from all over the country. There must have been guys there that you've never worked with before, never met. What was the atmosphere like backstage at that event?
It was very, we were all you kind of feel this okay, this is it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's the time to show what you can do. Do you know what I mean? I worked 11 people, I think.
Wow.
There was a crew of 22, and I worked 11 of them out of all the guys. So I was kind of like, whoever I get, I'll probably work with them. I didn't actually. I hadn't worked with people who I got given, but the atmosphere was great. Everyone was very grateful, and everyone acted professionally. I think they did us all proud.
I think you're absolutely right. How has it affected your standing coming back to the UK indie scene then? Has it made a difference to you?
Yeah, a lot of times I've gone around and I can tell I'm quite young and my style's a bit, up there, and I feel like I've got a lot more respect now. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of people respect me a lot more because it's kind of like, well, if Regal thinks I'm good, then, and that's really, so it's really helped in that aspect. I feel like I'm a lot more accepted with the boys and stuff. And bookings wise, it's helped. And it's all helped, and I'm sure there's more things happening.
Here's the big question then. Obviously you didn't make it into that final 16 of the tournament. What can you tell us about that situation? Because obviously you were still on the card, you were still wrestling, but what can you tell us about why you didn't kind of make that cut? Because yours was the name that people were kind of like, well, why isn't Chris in there? Why isn't Tyler in there? So what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, when the names got announced, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit upset. But when William Regal rang me, he was kind of like, I'm not sure what you're doing. You might be in the tournament, you might be, having a dark match.
Yeah.
But I want you there. I want you to learn, and I want you to just be in that environment because you're very young, and I just want you to learn. So when they got announced, I was kind of like, oh man, like that sucks kind of thing, because you know you always hope you're in it. But yeah,
of course.
The essential thing is they picked 22 people.
Yeah.
2 failed medicals, and 4 and then it was kind of between the 4, and then I don't know how they did it. They didn't tell me. They didn't tell any of us who was in it, who wasn't in it, and yeah, like they don't really tell you anything. It's
right.
Yeah, it's so kept under the boat. So yeah, they didn't tell me anything. They're just not in it.
Fair enough.
But I'm still very grateful to be a part of it, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, still very helpful. Going
back then to the beginning of your career, why did you want to get into wrestling in the first place?
Yeah. So that's a hard question. You know, when I was young, I was very athletic and I did every sport.
Yeah.
At school, and I was never passionate about a sport. You know, I was good at it, but I never loved any sport.
Okay.
And then when I was about 10, I started watching wrestling. WrestleMania 23 was my first WrestleMania. Yeah.
Yeah, you make me feel really old. So carry on.
Undertaker and Batista, I think the card was, and that really inspired me. And Randy Orton was a big inspiration to me. And I was kind of like, okay, like, I want to do this wrestling. And then one day I got a leaflet through, an EAW leaflet, and go to the training. And I was like, oh, well, I'll give it a go. And then I went, and then trained there, and then trained elsewhere.
And it was that simple. It was just try it and see what happens.
Try it and see how it goes. I always believe in, you know, trying things at least once, and if it doesn't go too well, then give it up. But yeah, try it, you know.
My life. What were those early days like for you then? Like getting into getting into wrestling, then the realisation of what wrestling could be for you.
Yeah. Well, when I first started wrestling, I was so keen to learn.
Yeah.
You know, everything everyone told me, I kind of took and digested everything they said. You know, even having a match. You know, the first match I ever did, I did it for free, maybe through a DVD, and I was just so happy.
Still got that DVD?
Oh, hold on. maybe.
I might even be on it, to be fair.
And yeah, we did. The first match, I was so happy just to be in it.
Yeah.
You know, I think I was probably paying to be in a match, but it was so worth it, because you know, it was just getting out. I think I was 14. 14. I had Justin Bieber hair, really skinny, but back then I thought I was really ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was funny.
I remember them days. That early gimmick of yours, with the Justin Bieber hair, and the talented Tyler with the medals. And
that's the one.
Was Kurt? It worked for you. Was Kurt Angle an inspiration for you?
Not then.
No.
Surprisingly, because I missed him.
Okay.
I started watching wrestling in 2007, and he left WWE in 2006.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
So I missed him. So I didn't see any of that. So that was all me. So yeah.
So how have you evolved from that talented Tyler, Justin Bieber young man, into the one and only Chris Tyler now? Because we're a very different person now.
Yeah.
What's the evolution?
Back then I was I always worked heel, or you know, a bad guy. I always worked heel. And then when I stopped training at EAW and I went somewhere else, they were very kind of like, you should be a good guy, you should be a face, because you do all these high flash moves. You know, bad guys don't normally do that. So I was kind of like, okay, I'll give a good guy a go. And then I did it, and then I tell you what, the more you wrestle other people, the more you watch wrestling, you just pick what you like.
Yeah.
And take it from all these other people, and then it makes you. I never believe that anyone can be completely unique. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So what point did you, because obviously you're working in EAW and you're getting to do TAW and things like that, what point did you decide, you know what, I'm ready to take the next step, I'm ready to step into the bigger promotions in the country?
Mm-hmm. I started training with Joe Connors, and to me that was the main thing that elevated me. I trained with him for
Pun intended.
Yeah. I trained with him for about 7 months, and he recommended me to a few shows. And then when the wheel starts turning, you know, it just keeps going. And that's the hardest thing, making it go. And then when someone sees you, then someone else sees you. It's all about. I always think it's always about having the right match with the right people watching. So that's why just try and have your best match every time.
Speaking of the right people, recently tagging here at Southside with Stixx. Like, what has that been like for you?
Stixx is, you know, I consider him a very close friend. He's such a good guy. You know, I've never heard him say a bad word about anyone. I'm so grateful to, you know, have his last match last night, and be a part of his last tag team, and especially his last run in Southside. I think he's done the world of good to British wrestling, and I thought he should have been in that UK tournament because I think he's up there with one like the best.
Absolutely.
And I've learned so much being with him. It's about tag team wrestling, about being that good guy the crowd like, about getting sympathy. So yeah, I owe Stixx a lot, and I'm very grateful to be a part of the end of his career because he's very knowledgeable.
Absolutely. Final question then. What's next for Chris Tyler?
I want 2017 to be like the year. I mean, I always wanted 2018 to be the year. Looking up a couple of years ago, I was like, I'll be 21. I might be going to America to wrestle in the summer.
Lovely.
I'm going abroad next month to wrestle somewhere in Europe, Italy, and so that, and I'm currently doing something with. I can't say too much about it, but there's something.
How many
going
W's are in the name of it?
2.
Okay.
But there's something going on, but I can't say. But you'll see.
I really do. That's a perfect note to leave on. Chris Tyler, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Thank
man.
you very much.